Governorship, House of Rep, Senate, whatever you are contesting for, that ambition of yours is not more important than the unity of this country. It's not more important than the life of Nigerians. So everybody run for election or do anything in this country must put the country first.
The assessment, if anybody tells you now that the government is not doing well, it's not correct, because the total assessment is yet to come. On the final assessment, we are going to address the press. On each, you can see in our speech that we said the government should focus on curbing insecurity, they should focus on revamping the economy, and they should focus on the delivery of the dividends of democracy to Nigerians.
What is your position as regards to the performance of the present government?
Now, what is your association doing, to sensitize Nigerians on this? I mean, what intervention are you doing? What are you doing? Are you satisfied with the current situation of things? Because even a blind man can see that things are not working fine. And now election is coming again. They are going to come back for votes through propagandas. Please, we want a categorical statement from your association if the current government has done well. Thank you.
AFPCN Media reports that the Association of Former Presidential Candidates of Nigeria, AFPCN, has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to remain focused on good governance, tackling insecurity, and improving the economy instead of being distracted by political activities. Speaking in Abuja, AFPCN Chairman Dr. Onwubuya Abraham Breakforth urged leaders at all levels to deliver the dividends of democracy and address the hardship facing Nigerians. The group also advised political parties and aspirants to avoid overheating the political atmosphere and instead use legal and internal party channels to resolve disputes. AFPCN further pledged to work with key stakeholders to promote peaceful, issue-based.
Ladies and gentlemen, today marks a special day in our political experience, as the Association of Former Presidential Candidates of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, AFPCN, has been born to revive critical national issues and respond to international interference where necessary. We are also to promote national unity, peace, cohesion, national development, and strengthen our democratic process. Take note that this association is for Nigerians whose names has been on the presidential ballot and has received votes casted for them by Nigerians, counted, recorded, and announced before the public by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Therefore, all former presidential candidates from 1996 to date are all have the liberty to join this association of former presidential candidates of Nigeria. Although membership is voluntary, and those joining have to follow the stipulated official procedures. Just below the press, for clarity, all former presidential candidates in this country are major stakeholders in our democratic journey and cannot fold their hands, do nothing. Rather, they should play major roles of strengthening our democratic process, national peace, unity, and development of our dear country. Therefore, this accession of former presidential candidates today press conference is necessary to put some matters straight as candidates for the 2027 general election are now emerging at various federal and state levels. One, the accession of former presidential candidates of Nigeria is observing the ongoing primaries nationwide. After the primaries, we shall come together and come out with our position and update the nation. Number two, issues we want to make clear. Number two issues is this: that as of former presidential candidate of Nigeria is advising all political parties and aspirants and candidates that are already emerging that are not satisfied with the primaries of the process of the primaries to use their internal party mechanism and the provision of the Electoral Act to address their grievances in order to avoid overheating the polity and causing national instability. Nobody ambition worth the blood of any Nigerian. Therefore, number three, in respect of the upcoming general election, as set of former presidential candidates of Nigeria will work with critical stakeholders to ensure that campaigns are issue-based, devoid of violence and intimidation. So this will help in ensuring peaceful, credible election for the collective good of our dear nation. In conclusion, Association of former presidential candidates of Nigeria is appealing to the government at all levels not to be distracted by the current political activities. Rather, they should focus on the delivery of good governance, who they have voted for, curbing insecurity, reviving the economy, and delivering of dividend of democracy for national development. Take note, once again, that this accession shall be addressing issues of the national concerns and political development in our country at intervals. Thank you for your time. God bless Association of former presidential candidates and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you and God bless you.
Other important and key questions raised during the meeting were also properly handled by the AFPCN Chairman, Dr. Onwubuya Abraham Breakforth.
Government at all levels to not be distracted. Considering the primaries, the wave of the primaries that is going, are you saying that the association is satisfied with the primaries? Two, what is your position as regards to the performance of the present government? You were former presidential candidate of Nigeria. Thank you.
Development. So an issue of party clamping, we don't know who is clamping on each other. It's internal party crisis. So we advocate that parties should have good internal democracy. So that somebody in the party left all those things, you look at those, but nobody, I don't think there's anything clamping. Look at the party themselves. The members of the party are aggrieved among themselves.
Thank you very much, gentlemen of the press. We are happy to receive all of you. in this historical gathering. My name is Dr. Moses Ayibiowu. I am a former presidential candidate for National Unity Party. I want to say that, like my colleague has rightly said, the assessment, if anybody tells you now that the government is not doing well, it's not correct. Because the total assessment is yet to come. On the final assessment, we are going to address the press. On each, you can see in our speech that we said the government should focus on curbing insecurity, they should focus on revamping the economy, and they should focus on the delivery of the dividends of democracy to Nigerians. So as elder statesmen, that is our concern for now. The election is also ongoing, the contest is ongoing. We are watching. And the overall assessment of this whole exercise will also be given back to the press that this is our position on the primaries and all the elections so far. So I don't want the judgment of the press to be in a hurry. Just give us little time for assessment, due assessment. We are going to do our due diligence and get back to you on our position. Thank you very much.
Follow up.
The group also advised political parties and aspirants to avoid overheating the political atmosphere and instead use legal and internal party channels to resolve disputes. AFPCN further pledged to work with key stakeholders to promote peaceful, issue-based, free and violence-free elections across Nigeria. Reacting to concerns about a one-party state, the association maintained that Nigeria remains a constitutional, multi-party democracy and encouraged the opposition to unite and play its role effectively for national development.
To make their choices. So thinking that somebody is restricted to a political party is wrong. While some parties are even looking for a candidate. So I want us to look the way of other political parties for now, so that we will not create unnecessary tension around any single political party. We want the political parties to perform their role, because if you are in opposition, you will agree with me, it's not easy to be in an opposition. The opposition should perform their role as opposition. We have not seen a viable opposition. So those are part of the issues. We want the opposition to be viable. So that is all. So, and if we give them time, there will be reorganization, realignment, and things will work well. Thank you very much.
Let me just say something very fast to clear that issue. You see, if you look at this organization, this association of former presidential candidates, we continue to be the president of this country. Okay? Now, we cannot make statements that are contradicting. Now, at either statement, our interests here. So that's why we're here to promote national unity, national cohesion, national development, and to show that the government in power are also doing what they ought to do, and the opposition are also doing what they need to do as opposition political parties. So, that makes the democracy interest. When you have the opposition, you have the government in power working together, that makes the country to grow. If you have opposition today, tomorrow you can become government in power. Record at the time that the party in power, now the opposition. Now the party that is opposition are now in power. So it's vice versa. So we need to work together to build our country. So we are addressing now press conference that, for clarity, all former presidential candidates are major stakeholders in our democratic journey and cannot fold their hands